Welcome to another episode of CandisLive. I am Candis Marshall, and it is such a pleasure to be here with you today. Now, I have some great insights for you guys today, and I'm so very excited to share this little tidbit, because you know what we're doing every single time we meet? We are creating change daily. So let's jump into this little bit of change and make something happen. Well, I have a great insight for you today. Now, it's 2021, and as always, every year my kids come up with these grandiose ideas about, how to celebrate their birthday, how to celebrate a holiday, how to celebrate something or the other. But this year was extremely special because each of us hit some sort of milestone, and so for our birthdays, we did something a little bit extra. Now, my eldest son decided about 6 months ago that he wanted a bar mitzvah. A bar mitzvah. We are not Jewish, nowhere near it. But he said, you know what? I'm turning 13, I'm becoming a man, so I need a bar mitzvah. So I thought it was the funniest thing ever, but he kept insisting. And after a while, he decided, okay, you know what, I'll downgrade it to a family get-together. I want a sophisticated cake. I want to go out for dinner, I want to live it up a bit because I'm turning 13. So I thought, not a problem. But the bar mitzvah idea kind of stuck in my mind. And the reason it stuck in my mind is for one simple reason. I grew up in a very, poor neighborhood. And it was a struggle for my family to just make ends meet. We were a very large family, but very little resources. But one thing we had a great deal of is we had a great deal of love. We were a tight-knit bunch, And, as I got older and became an adult, went out on my own and was doing my own thing, I would have these conversations with my mom all the time when I hit a roadblock. And I would say, Mommy, listen, I know you ain't had no money or land to give me, right? But you know what you could have done for me? Would have gone a long way? Is if you had just written down what you learned from living this life. Because it's hard out here. It is hard out here. And everyone tight-lipped. No one will tell me how to get through this. Because in order to tell me how to get through this, they got to tell me how they got through it. And I thought that was so profound. And my mom would look at me oftentimes when I say this to her, because I say this all the time. And she was like, but I didn't do anything. I got up, I went to work, I took care of you, and that was it. End of story. No big deal, And I told her it had to be more than that. There had to be some things that were going on that you could have taken note of. Like, something as simple as, this kid has a runny nose. How do you deal with that? That would have been a great heads up, This is how you feed these kids. This is how you make money. This is how you survive. Or better yet, you know what? Life is hard, but you're gonna do okay. You just hang in there. Because I've wanted to give up a couple of times. I'm sure that you've wanted to give up a couple of times. And it would have gone a long way for someone to say to you, you're gonna make it. It's okay, And so these thoughts were running through my head, and I thought about what my son said about a bar mitzvah, about him becoming a young man. And a few months ago, I decided that I would begin this project called the Joshua Project. And what the Joshua Project was all about was that I would reach out into our community and invite people that he has met from he was a baby up until now, to send him words of wisdom or encouragement. Let him know what to expect on the road ahead, and give him some insight into how to combat, or just, how to prepare for what's next. And it's a simple thing. It is a simple thing. Sometimes a simple word of encouragement, a simple, hey, listen, if you happen to go down that road, Here's what you're gonna meet down that road. Or if you decide to go out today and the clouds are gray, it's possibly gonna rain, you may wanna carry an umbrella. And it seems so simple, right? It seems so simple. But it would amaze you how many people walk out of their doors, look up at the sky, and see that the skies are gray, and think to themselves, oh, it's a great day. There's no chance of rain. And then, they make it halfway through the day and the rain comes down pouring, and they think to themselves, I should have brought an umbrella. I should have brought a raincoat. But here it is, if someone had stopped them early in the morning and said, hey, listen, you see when the sky is gray like that, that means it's probably gonna rain. When it's dark like that, it's probably gonna rain. You see it's on that side of the island, it's gonna come this way, and so you may wanna carry an umbrella. So halfway through your day when that rain comes pouring down, you're ready. You're ready. I mean, if you wanna dance in the rain, do it. Umbrella or no umbrella, if you wanna dance in the rain, dance in the rain. But the thing is, maybe you don't wanna dance in the rain. But because that person was there early in the morning to say to you, hey, see that dark cloud? When you see it looks like that, you may want to carry an umbrella. That can change your day. It can absolutely change your day. And I think about simple things like that. And so with those things in mind, I set out to do something for my son that I felt as though would change his life. Maybe not today, but definitely in the future. So I sent out an open call to all of our friends and family, and I said to them, hey, listen, the boy's turning 13. I want you to send him a word of wisdom, a word of encouragement, a life lesson, whatever you learn. Send it down, and I'll put it in a book for him, and I'll present it to him for his 13th birthday. And so 60 of our closest friends and family took the time out, and they sent him a message to be included in this book. And so once the book was completed, it was a nice book. It was a leather bound. On the front it read, for he knows the plans he has for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. And inside, all of those messages were pasted to the pages with scriptures to go along with absolutely every single message. And then I wrapped it up in some linen fabric, and I created these lilies, origami lilies, and placed on the top. And when I presented it to my son, I told him, I said, this is from your village. This is from your village. This is the wisdom from the elders of your village. And he looked at me kind of strange. Mommy, this is from my village. And he smiled, a little crooked smile. And he says, that is so thoughtful. And I told him, I said, listen, this is a part of your toolbox for life. This is just not about you being 13. This is about you becoming a man and living a life that is your own. You're gonna have to make decisions along the way, and you're not gonna be sure about what is right for you. And when you're not sure, I want you to look back at this book. I want you to look back at this advice, because none of it is exactly the same. Everyone has chosen their different paths. But with each path chosen, there is a reason why. There is a backstory. What is your backstory? When you are choosing your way forward, don't look outside of you just at what everyone else is doing. Sometimes you have to look inside of you. You have to look at your life and your past experiences and gather an understanding of who you are in relations to what you're going through and the advice that is available to you out here. Because sometimes you can get the greatest advice in the world. Yes, man, perfect. Wow, somebody else took that advice. Man, they did great. But that same advice could be the thing that undoes you, because you're not built that way. You're not built to stroll down a paved road. You may be that person when you stroll down that paved road. You trip over things imaginary obstacles, imaginary this, imaginary that, because that's not you, and that's okay. But know this, there are people just like you that have walked down the same road, that have stumbled and fell, and that have found out, that have discovered that, hey, listen, maybe this ain't for me. And you know what, darling? It's okay. It's okay. In order for you to get to the wealth that is for you, you're going to have to find your path. And when you're looking for that path, you're going to meet people along the way that are going to impart to you knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And it is up to you to take that information and put it up against your life and say, all right, this is me here. I need to get over there. This is the information that is available. You know what? I can use these two things to get me to where I need to be. I don't need to take everything, but I can take something for my journey. Not because everything is being offered means you must take everything, and not because it is being offered today means that you may take it today. 10 years from now, you may be going through a situation in your life. You may be changing careers. You may be starting a family. You may be ending a family, going through a divorce. You may be coming into yourself and not sure about what to do next. And then you remember, you know what? I was listening there was a show called CandisLive, and she was saying about taking in wisdom and storing it up for when it's needed. Let me tap into that wisdom. Let me tap into that thing that person said to me so long ago that when I heard it, I was like, this is irrelevant to me right now. This don't make no sense. But the thing is about wisdom, it's like money. It's like money. If it's valid and it's good, it will always be valid and good. If this is cash, dollars, dineros, today, and you can spend that and you can buy and you can multiply whatever resources that is you need or you desire for yourself, the same thing can be said of wisdom. Because wisdom of the day, wisdom for today, put aside, stored away, and accessed when it is truly needed, it is just as good, maybe even better. Because today, those words that are being said to you, those words that are being spoken into your life, those words that are just floating in the ether, that you've come in contact with, you're like, now that's powerful. It may not be relevant for now, but it is powerful. And so you know what? I'm going to challenge you to do something. All right, I'm going to challenge you to do something that's a little bit different. The same way I took the time to call on our village to send words of encouragement for my son, and we put it together into a book to give to him so that he could have it throughout his life. I would encourage you to create a treasure of wisdom for yourself. Today, if you hear a message that, this don't apply to me right now, but that's a good word. That's a solid word. You could do something with that. You know what you do? You get yourself a journal and you write it down. You write it down. You have an experience that affects you tremendously. Write it down. If you meet someone and in that moment, that experience sparks something in you, and you can't really put your finger on it. You just can't. It's like, it's like tasting something in the air, but you're just too far away to, go and, hey, let me look in your pot. Let me see what that is you're cooking. But you could smell it and you could taste it. It's so visceral. Write it down. Write it down. And 5 years from now, 5 days from now, go back, look at it. Remind yourself of the wealth that has been afforded to you throughout your life. Every single day, every single experience. Truth is being unveiled to you, hope and promise unveiled to you. And when you capture it, when you hear it, just like that, write it down. When you see it, just like that, write it down. When someone gives you something that causes you to pause, even if you don't keep the thing. Pull out your journal, pull out your notepad, pull out the little thing, pull out your tablet, your computer, whatever, and write about that thing. It may be 2 lines, it may be 1 line, heck, it may be 1 word. But write about it. Decide to create a wealth of knowledge for yourself. Decide to look at this world and see it for its glorious possibilities. And pick up those coins of knowledge, pick up those coins of wisdom, pocket them, write them down, put them in that computer, put them in that tablet. Send yourself a voice note saying, I heard this thing, and man, that was powerful. I would like to remember it. Create for yourself wealth. Store up for yourself wealth. It is coming at you from every different direction. Purpose from every different direction. Blessings from every different direction. Just so you're clear about the form in which it is coming at you, darling, it is coming at you in the form of words, in the form of experiences, in the form of people that you may never cross paths with again. But in order for you to tap into it later, you must store it now. Write about it, read about it, talk about it, store it up. 10 years from now, when you decide to have kids, you'll be like, hey, this is what I learned. This is for you. And it may be the difference between them living a life full of purpose and hope and them living a life that is destitute and broken. Remember, everything we do is about creating change daily. Simple, tiny moments coming together one by one, creating change. We don't have to do the big things, but just taking this time, taking this moment, taking that word, taking that knowledge, taking that opportunity, one bit at a time, putting it together and creating change daily. As always, it is a pleasure to talk to you, and it's a pleasure to be with you. I love you. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of CandisLive. As always, it is a pleasure to be here with you. Now remember, next time we're going to dive into something fantastic. So you have to show up. I'll be looking for you. So next time, CandisLive, create change daily.